The power of the dark side.
Hey everyone, I'm Doc.
I'm Marco.
Welcome to Syndicate Games. Today we're joined by a friend of ours, Shaolin Kwanobe. We're going to kind of go through his roster and see what he's got for us. How about you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Shaolin. I'm in the Republic and pretty new to this game. I've been playing about 2.5 years, but pretty new to this guild. Been in about 2 weeks. So just trying to get more serious now into the game.
Very cool, very cool. And you told us before that you've been playing for about 2.5 years. You kind of started off as a dolphin. About 6 months or so ago, you started putting a little more into it like a whale, and now you feel you've gone full kraken?
Yeah, that's about right.
All right. What kind of convinced you to kind of start putting a lot more money in this game?
Just pretty competitive and wanted to catch up. And the old guild I was in, we couldn't beat Treya. And so with Grand Arena coming, TW coming, I just started putting money into characters like, making sure I could get Malik, making sure I could get Padme, and just the way the game's changing, I just decided I was going to spend money just to be competitive.
All right, very nice. So we're going to kind of take a quick peek at your arena teams. I'm going to see you've been running Darth Revan, which kind of everyone around rank 1's been doing, of course. And also you've been running it with Malik as well as with Grandmaster Yoda. Have you noticed one holding better on defense or one just going through him on offense? What's your preference?
Definitely Malik. When I have Malik in, I never drop below 10. With Grandmaster Yoda, I've dropped down to like the 40s.
Okay.
Overnight.
Okay. And then with ships, I see, you got kind of the ship meta. Everyone's pretty much running, the MILF with Houndstooth and a bunch of rebels, so I won't really go too much into that one. But for 2.5 years, even with kind of being a whale in the game, at 4.6 mil, that's very impressive, man. Hats off to you.
Thanks.
That's pretty cool. So what has been your favorite faction so far in the game, or the one you like the most?
So I still like Empire. I don't know, there's something about it. I think maybe it's just, some of the early tunes that I was really looking for. So, making sure I get Palpatine and Vader. I think that faction, but I really like.
Yeah, Palpatine's very cool, especially after he got his rework done, for sure.
Yeah.
I still have my Marina team.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I just not died. I still have the hood on.
Let's pull up your roster real quick, and we see kind of all the, all the new metas, old metas of the past. You said you got a Padme, right?
I did.
Very cool.
She has no Zetas on her yet.
Did you get her up to gear 12 already?
I did.
Yes. Of Zetas.
Oh, there she is. Yep. There she is.
You have a lot of Zetas.
Yeah, definitely. What do you...
Early on, I wasted a lot of Zetas, on like Cody and just some of the characters that weren't so great. I started wasting some Zetas.
Yeah. Before you really knew which way to go or anything, I take it?
Yeah.
I know when we had talked earlier, you said kind of your biggest thing is you got to focus on mods. You want to go a little more into that? What your process has been, what your plan has been?
Yeah, so I think once I got some decent 20+ mods, I just settled kind of early in the game, and I was used to swapping them back and forth from my arena team, that I'd move them to my ship team to increase the speed.
Okay.
And so overnight, when I would move my mods back to my arena team, I dropped really far in ships and vice versa. And now that Grand Arena's there, what I see is I have 1 or 2 strong teams with mods, but teams 3 through 7 are really weak. They're averaging like 10 speed.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm just trying to refocus on getting those mods between 15 and 20 speed for those, B teams.
Gotcha. So everyone kind of can be optimized as most as possible, correct?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Is there also anything you're totally regretting from what you have done in the game?
I definitely regret stop farming mods. Not moving to a better guild sooner. So I was in a guild with some friends, and we hovered around 80 million GP. And so we never beat Treya, so I still don't have Treya unlocked. And I was just never getting those gear 12 pieces. And I was, getting one Zeta in TW, so I think that kind of just held back a lot of my progress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was in a weak guild for too long too. I know the feeling.
Yeah, my main account still doesn't have Trey either. I started at game launch.
I need to
took a big hiatus, but yeah, I
need
still have
more
Trey. I
raid
just finally
for
got people to do it. I totally understand the pain there.
Yeah, I actually just got IPD 7 stars this TB.
Oh, really? Congrats. Yeah. That's awesome.
I only need one more raid after the current one, then I got Trey unlocked.
That'll be nice. Yeah, very cool. In getting ready for teams for like Territory Wars, Grand Arena, do you suggest pushing them straight to Gear 12, or do you feel kind of diversifying a little bit kind of helps you out at first?
I think diversifying kind of helps. I mean, the G12 definitely helps, but what I was finding was I would have like 3 or 4 solid characters on a team, but then I have 2 characters that are maybe like G10, G9, and no Zetas on those teams. So for like the Old Republic team, the Kira team, they just weren't effective, right? Until I was able to get those Zetas on like Karth and Zelbar, which really helped, right?
There's also a new ship incoming. That's pretty much confirmed. But what do you recommend on doing on that? Like going all in on ships right now, and probably Republic ships.
Yeah, so I would say Galactic Republic ships are going to be important. I still need a Karth ship to be 7 stars. But I think I'm pretty set. I have 6 of the 7 to 7 stars. Most of those tunes are G12, but with ships, I feel like it's a little easier to be patient and get it the second time around. Maybe not wait a lot on it. Just the meta doesn't change as fast as the arena.
I'd have to agree with you on that one for sure. I mean, we had Chimera was running it basically since Chimera came out, and now that MILF came out, if you don't have MILF, you're not hitting top 50. That's just kind of how it is. So I agree with you on that 100%. I feel like if you don't have the ships, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, you might fall behind, but it's not end of the world as opposed to it is kind of with Squad Arena. It's a lot of crystals you'll be missing out on.
It's true.
Is there any character you would like to have added to the game or something? Don't say anything related to Old Republic. I dare you.
No, so I mean, Porkins I think would be a fun add, just for a ship, and he's kind of a beloved character, but I don't think CG is going to add him anytime soon.
Yeah.
The only thing I would want to see in ships yet is, I know it's Old Republic, but that's the Star Forge.
Yeah,
I think if they put any sort of new raid in the game, I don't think people would really care what it's from. I think they're just happy to get a new content or something new to play that's different.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Now, with the new ships and the Clone Wars kind of Galactic Republic reworks that have been coming around, do you think that's something we might see more of in GA?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think we'll be seeing a few more Galactic Republic characters. I think we'll probably see 1 or 2 Separatists come out. I'm just not sure where the game's going right now. I feel like we need a ship's raid. And it sounds like Carrie's hinted to some more Old Republic characters coming, so just not sure what that's going to look like yet.
Do you kind of feel the same as some of these game changers do, that the game's kind of starting a downfall, or do you disagree with that?
I disagree with that a little bit. I mean, it is getting stale, but I think we were that way before Heroic Sith Raid came around. It was kind of getting stale with the raids, and so I mean, it's ebb and flow. I think that Padme was just released. That was a pretty fun event. I mean, it was definitely difficult, but Chewie's event was difficult. So I think like the difficulty level's there, which pushes people. Not everybody's, unless you're a Kraken, you're not unlocking it the first time. So I feel like the way they're releasing it, it's keeping people engaged to get that. They're motivated.
Yeah, I agree.
I can already see for Grand Arena you have a pretty good roster for it, like enough Gear 12s for defense and both offense.
Well, thanks.
What is your favorite game mode in the game right now?
Grand Arena, and I think it's just because I'm not very good in PvP, and so it's what really challenges me.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of training to get you better.
Do you? How did I say this? As far as, because I'm looking at some of these teams, I'm seeing some stuff, especially like with the Scoundrels. Like I like the Scoundrels because it's such a huge faction, and there's so many different things in there. There's Scoundrels that are bounty hunters, Scoundrels that are rebels, Scoundrels that are Old Republic. There's so many different things in this faction. This is probably one of my favorites. And I see something in here that I don't see very often. It's kind of like the prepared team, with the solo characters. Do you ever play those guys in offense or defense or in Grand Arena?
Very rare. I think maybe a few times in Territory Wars, but not too often.
Not too often, okay. I just see those every once in a while. They're very rare when I do see them because they're not, a really mid-game team or anything like that. It's not something that many people use until you're, of course, endgame like you are.
Why didn't you get Gamorrean Guard up yet?
He's next. He's next.
Guard with the fake.
Gamorrean Guard is coming. You'll definitely need him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always think it's really cool to see.
He's one of my focuses next.
These kind of it's your next focus. These kind of niche kind of groups. You know what I mean? I think they're always kind of.
I was really hyped about Gamorrean Guard once I saw him in the guild store, but once I got him and saw how low his damage output is, I was like, oh my god, what did I do?
Yeah. Very few people can use him, I would say.
I've seen him once on defense, and actually I wasn't able to beat that team.
Really?
Yeah. Wasn't because of him though, because I've one-shot him, so.
Yeah, he's not much to speak of. Now, when it comes to ships, again, we're seeing 7 stars, Gear 12 pilots, which is awesome. For things like Ebon Hawk and Emperor Shuttle, have you just got those from when the Galactic Chase was around, or did you end up farming those out of the nodes when they came around?
So I think I got about 80 shards when the event was going on, and then since then I've just been farming it in the nodes. So
Okay.
my focus has been Ebon, just because I was farming Snowtrooper
Yeah.
on the dark side, and so I wasn't really getting a lot of the Emperor shuttles, but I just got him 7-star yesterday.
Okay.
So now I can start focusing my attention a little bit different areas.
Okay. As far as the Geos, I like these guys because their ships are really, really effective. That very early, mid-game, almost late game until you get MILF even. Did you run those in Arena at all for any period of time?
No, so because I was in that family guild, I was ships is kind of new to me. I've only been competitive maybe 3 months. Just got into my shard. I was always probably hanging out between 150th and 50th.
Okay.
And I was running the Empire team.
Okay. Gotcha. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I know I just started using, as soon as ships came open for me on my free-to-play account that I've recently been making videos on, I went straight into the Geos. And what's really fun about them is, my Geos I think got like, my ship team has like maybe 60 to 70 GP, and I'm taking out teams that are over 100 at this point. So I love them because they can really hit far above their weight, which is really kind of fun. You just got to hope that they don't completely neuter you during the first round because they're so slow. But they're pretty fun little ships, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think our guild, we just use those on defense and territory wars, and they hold pretty well.
Yeah, they hold decently. The AI plays it pretty well. For going a little farther forward, did you get MILF first time it came around?
I did.
All the way to 7 stars, huh?
Actually, no, I got him 6 stars the first time around, and then the second time around, I got him 7-star.
No, very nice. All right, very cool. I won't go too much into ships because I know that's kind of the boring part for everybody, but let's go back over to characters. What is your current farm right now that you're focusing on?
So I'm a little lost there. I'm not really sure what I'm farming. Obviously, I'm trying to get Malik to 7-star, but nothing I can do there. I'm just a little lost. There's a few Sith characters, like Sith Assassin, that I had at G12, but when they rolled it back, I didn't put the gear back on them. Sith Marauder, right? So
Hmm.
just trying to find some characters that I can make some new teams with. And I'm hoping to unlock Treya soon. So yeah, I'm actually kind of lost in the game right now with what to farm.
Gotcha. When it comes to territory wars, because I know you said territory wars and Grand Arena are like your focus, your favorite kind of part of the game. Do you like? I don't. Without giving away your guild secrets and all, do you like to kind of put a whole bunch down on defense and then kind of only use it one or two teams for offense? How do you kind of go about your territory war strategy?
Our territory wars focus is pretty strategic. So they have very specific teams that go on defense.
Okay.
Our guild assigns every player. They tell them which team to put on defense, what nodes. So I like offense better. I like getting creative with my roster and taking out some of the teams that you just wouldn't expect to take with, oddball makeup.
Yeah, I hear you there. Kind of a little bit along that same route when it comes to Grand Arena. Let me get out of this one. When it comes to Grand Arena, I know, is there any sort of new teams that you've discovered since Grand Arena started when you're trying to save on points or save on banners?
Yeah, so I like to watch Arnold T101. He has so many great ideas using lost words, like using the Thrawn lead with Magma Trooper.
I've seen that one. That was nice.
Yeah, like that's an easy trade team, right? You can run 3 guys there. Yeah, so I like using like Rex and Wampa to take out a team. I think like the team I struggle with most, and I'm still trying to find. So if somebody has Padme, that's all Zated out.
Yeah,
I'm really disappointed in this.
I struggle with that team.
Yeah, those ones can be pretty tough. I've seen 1 or 2 of those in my Grand Arena, and when I see it, I'm just like, well, I know I'm not going to be able to full clear, so that was kind of a bummer.
I'm really disappointed about the Tuscans. I gotta repeat it.
Yeah, we need a few Tuscans. We need a good Tuscan leader and a couple more to fill out that squad.
Do you watch Urzatron at all?
I don't.
He's definitely an acquired taste. I know when I first watched his stuff, I'm like, wow, this guy yells too much. He's a little too crazy for me. But
some people say he's
fun
drunk
makeup as well, actually. Like he uses the Tuscans as a 3v3, either offense or defense, and he always gets a hold of them. I've never seen a you or a your who's as fast as that guy is. And then speaking of Gamorrean Guard, like we were saying earlier, he uses Gamorrean Guard, Rex, and Besis, and that takes out Sith teams like it's like
Beauty and the Beast, remember?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he does some fun little intros as well. But yeah, so like some of these niche teams like Tuscans like even have a place in Grand Arena. That's what I think is really cool about it. So. Oh, very cool. Very cool. So you said your biggest regret was probably not focusing on mods right away when they came out. Is there any? Does that apply to any faction or team that you kind of regret focusing on when they first came around, or anything like that as well?
So yeah, like Imperial Troopers, they were always kind of weak, and so I've just recently leveled them up to G12. Like I said earlier, I just got Snow Trooper to G12. My Veers was like G10. So once Grand Arena came out, I struggled to take down. I've had to use like JTR with the bounty hunters, and so I struggle with like Night Sisters, some of those other teams that they're really good at taking out, right? And so yeah.
Okay.
That was tough.
Shall we go give it a number every?
Yeah, go for it, Marco.
Well, if I'm seeing your characters in general, you have a pretty wide focused roster. It's really like you have enough for both offense and defense for territory wars, Grand Arena, and all. If I'm looking at this, you also see I think you can finish every special mission from the territory battles.
Yeah.
And I can also, if I'm looking now, you're probably also prepared for some future events that might be needed for the characters that are out now.
I would agree.
So yeah, I almost want to give it a 10 because yeah, you're Tuscans, but
yeah, I agree. I'd give it a 9 for sure. Oh, I think we lost him there. There he is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
no, I would definitely give it a 9.5.
Yeah, I'd give you a 9.5. And well, the only reason I think we're not giving you the 10 is because, you know, there's those little teams at the very end, like the Tuscans.
Yeah, scroll down a bit.
You know,
No, scroll down a bit. I want to see the little teams down there.
down at the bottom. Yep.
Yeah, look like some characters I'm seeing there can be really useful sometimes.
Yeah, I'm impressed though that you're able to get C-3PO without low gray all the way up. That's pretty cool right there.
That took me like 1,000 attempts to finally.
Well, I think we're losing him again. Looks like we're having a little connection issues here.
And then we're waiting again.
Well, while he comes back, while we wait for him to come back, why don't you start kind of going over what you think of his ships?
I would almost also his ships. I'm giving it a 9.5. I mean, like, look at it. It's better than ours.
Yeah, he's only got a few characters here that are not maxed out. Oh, there he's back now. I'd give you an 8.5 when it comes to ships, just because I think that maybe things like, you know, a Sith faction maybe coming around in the future, but again, that's kind of just me being a little biased on that. Overall, characters a 9.5, ships I'll give you a 9. I think Marco agrees with me there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a really great roster here, Shaolin. Everything looks really, really good. You know what you're doing. Whaling and being a little Kraken definitely helps out, I'm sure.
Hey, Doc, remember telling me that C-3PO wouldn't be possible with the character I had? If I'm looking at his Ewoks, I might get a chance to get him to 5-star unlock.
Maybe. We'll talk about that more later, though. But seriously, Shaolin, great roster you got here, man. Thanks for letting us take a peek into what you got over here and kind of what you've been running, and all that you got, really. So, really great roster, though. Very impressive.
I appreciate that, guys. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Me and Marco really appreciate the support. I'm Doc.
I'm Marco.
And we are joined by our friend Shaolin Kwanobe. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget.
Let the Wookiee win.
I believe I'm self-made, yeah.